Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having. I will hopefully be having an okay day. You know, life is good. Life is good. Guess what we're looking for right here? Is what this. The supermarket. Yes, please. Cookie. I don't have cookies. But I do have teeny tiny seed cakes that are full of the fibers. I will eat some seed cakes. Hey, Touchgrass. Hi, gorillas. Cookie and cake. Are people are we having a discussion as to what's better, a cookie or a cake? This is a song I got nailed for. Are you fucking kidding me? It's the first one on the fucking playlist. They've already fucking copyrighted this. Let me pause this 1 second. I'm gonna go to this page. I'm gonna scroll the fuck down here. I'm gonna yell in the fucking comments that I got fucking nailed for copyright. And a brand new song for no copyright sounds. Fuck you, buddy. Like, come on. I get people doing it later. Oh, oh. Can I drink some water? My notification woke you. Oh, get back to sleep. Are my mods being wholesome? That's right. That's because they're wholesome folks. Beautiful. Wonderful. We love to see it. Look at how messy this place still is. It's still so messy! We're grabbing anything that looks like a sausage because I think it's funny to pick up sausages because they're sausages. These are elite sausages. The piles, they have the returned. The horror. The horror. Oh. Really? It selected 2 different places it could go and then decided to throw it on the ground anyway. Damn it. Oh, that's not even a sausage. It's a goddamn baguette. Baguette. You're bamboo and you're evil. I trust your evil. I hear that. It's not like you're wholesome or awesome or no. Definitely evil and not a cutie patootie like everyone perceives you to be. You are ferociously sitting in a corner going, no, I am cute. No one believes you, but you can be very ferocious about it. Ethanol disinfectant spray. Do we have it anywhere already? Feels like a no. Feels like a no. Do I believe in ghosts? I think life would be way more satisfying if ghosts were a possibility, but I also think that they probably aren't real. Without trying to sound too miserable about it, I feel like it's more just a matter of the world ain't that cool. How many fucking mushrooms? Well, at least 19 more. You thumbs down everything on Discord. That's an act of true sabotage because you know that if you do it, then that emoji's there and other people will probably do it too. Not because they dislike it, but because it's there. They could press it. You have let them know that it's there. This is an act of evil. But I'm gonna say you only do that because all you want is for people to be like, what a cutie one. Aww. And to turn on music. No, you are! No, you! Nice! Black stiletto heels. Oh my. That goes there. Black cankle boots. You're so evil, you replied to them 2 days late. Yes, the exact correct amount of time to make someone question whether or not you meant to do it or not. Because maybe you did mean to do it, and maybe it's just a coincidence that it just took 2 whole days. That's pretty evil, but I've got one better. Whenever there's too many notifications on my phone, I turn them all off without checking them because it stresses me out so much that I wouldn't be able to check them anyway. So I figure if it's really important, it'll pop back up. And surely, as a person who literally has an amnesia disorder, this will never backfire on me ever. Never, ever, 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 ever. Well, I'm glad you did it. Poor spider. I mean, also, you know, you not getting bit is also good. Why is there cookies in my hand? Nice. Like, wait a second. There's a whole pile of ramen here. Like, a bunch of them. And there's some LPs as well, but... I had cookies? No. I had, well, I have seed cakes. They are... It's fiber! It's a seed cake. It has mostly seeds. I don't know. I mean, is it just compressed raisins? Because that I don't think that counts as a cookie. I wonder what the proper ratio is. Okay, hear me out. How many raisins could you put into a cookie before it stops being a cookie? Like, and obviously for some people the answer is 1. Like, obviously there are raisin haters out there who hate raisins. Totally valid. Well, wrong, but valid. I keep forgetting how much stuff I can carry now. And I keep, like, walking away from picking stuff up because I'm like, oh, my hand is full. And my hands aren't full yet. Crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room. Rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. You put me in a rubber room. Rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. I put me in a rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. I will continue this. I need to swallow. Seeds.
Why am I old? Why am I fat? I just want to address the elephant in the room. Why am I old? Why am I fat? Why am I old? Why am I fat? Why am I old? Why am I fat?
I mean, if you want that title, Pyro. It wouldn't be my first choice, but, you know. Just be careful when you have that kind of power. May not go the way you expect. The fuck are the... Oh, they're there. Oh, that song is... That's just a little ramble from Trixie and Katya. They're losing it because they're well one of them is viewing themselves as being old and the other one is viewing themselves as being fat. Well, neither of them are particularly old and or fat at all, which is actually kind of funny. Look at you, wholesome beans, being so wholesome and being like, oh my gosh, for some reason the sausages don't want to go in your home. You know the funniest thing in the world is? When you forget that you can literally draw. Because you're like, damn, I can't find a picture online of what I'm looking for. I wish I could just make a pic. 1 second. Draw. This is what I'm talking about. Oh. Do I have another section of these? Very nice. Means this has to be a slightly different flavor of the same thing, because it seems like all the sausages have, like, 2 versions of itself. One is always called pack, and one is just regular smoked sausage. And I'm not sure why... I feel, again, like it's probably a mistranslation. There we go. Now, we have full extra carry. I misread that so hard. It is a CD that says "Life is Fog." I read it with an A instead of an O. I was like, really? You're gonna go there? I mean, true, but... Life is a highway. I'm gonna ride it all night long. Dun, 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 dun. If you're going my way, I'm gonna ride you on. Red running shoes, red running shoes. I mean, who knew that my talent for being able to always pick a dick? I mean, Oh, now we have herb sausage pack. Interesting. Elite sausage. That is this one. Beef sausage. Oh! I mean, you know, I always seem to run into a lot of, circumstances whereupon I can't make this any better, can I? No, no, I can't. You're going my way. I'm gonna ride it all night long. Okay, elite sausage. Okay, what are these? These are pork sausage and pork sausage pack. And then we've got smoked sausage and herb sausage. And then these are beef sausage. Beef sausage. Oh, do I have a beef sausage? I do have a beef sausage. We do have herb sausage. Herb. The other flavor of herb sausage. And then we have smoked. Big honky chonky sausage. Nice. Ooh, I can get a new sticker. I'm gonna get a new sticker. I'm gonna get a new sticker. Ooh! Ah! Let down. Again. That sunscreen is the same damn frickin' shape as the cone vanilla ice cream, which has been sitting on the floor for at least 4 hours and probably should be discarded. I'm just fucking saying. You've had too much caffeine just the whole week. Like you've had a week's worth of caffeine in like 1 day? That sounds like a very bad choice. That sounds like a good way to have a heart attack. Lime-flavored energy candy. It seems like drugs. Multivitamin tablets. So many. Oh my god. Right? Or mice. Like, one of those things where when you're talking about stuff that that happens in grocery stores that nobody thinks about unless you've actually worked at a grocery store, and then you just have to live with the horrifying knowledge that such things are true and real. Mice are a problem. Like, people being like, I don't know why some places like they've got a cat. Like, why would you have a cat? I'm just like, you want a cat or you want mice? Because you get one or the other. Either that or you get the Orchid Man. And you better fucking hope that he's actually good at his goddamn job, because otherwise you're fucked. Nice. Oh, eggplants. Nice. Femboys are immune to heart attacks from caffeine. You should know this. It's common knowledge. I mean, I suppose I'm just a simple guy. I'm a guy, and I don't know too much about the status of femboys, because, you know, it's outside of the scope of my experience. I have been a tomboy. That's apparently not the same thing as a femboy. At all. I actually remember making that mistake in front of somebody, and they're like, blah, 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 femboys. I'm like, oh, yeah, I mean, I was a tomboy. So they're like, what does that have to do with anything? I'm like, I don't know. I wouldn't know. How about you tell me? What, I got this wrong, clearly. I'm sorry. Immune in what way? Because as a goth, it won't kill me. Well, it better not, because it's the only thing that keeps me going. If you mean it don't work at all, shit. I'm not sure why I drink so much of it then. You know what's really funny is because the goth movement's been going on for so fucking long that technically, even though I am a goth that's probably an older flavor of goth than most other fucking people who would be in the chat, other than a few handsome individuals, I'm still considered to be a baby bat based on when I entered the actual Subculture. Without relativity connection, without relativity corrections, GPS position errors can change by kilometers per day. That's something I was totally unaware of. It means you won't get a heart attack. Fair enough. Oh man. Oh man. The question is like, okay, well how everyone at my funeral, how did they go? Well, not by a heart attack, that's for sure. Nice. Are we role-playing again here, Pyro? Because honestly, I think you should probably cut out this particular roleplay, not because I don't find it funny, but because it can get auto-modded or potentially get me in trouble. Even though I know you're role-playing and you're just making jokes about eating lunch while on a pole, there's naughtiness that can be implied therein, and I know that you're not going there, but YouTube is run by AIs when it comes to censorship, and they are not smart. So unfortunately, I should say probably pull a plug on this one, not because it's not funny and amusing, and the concept isn't something I would actually like to address because I think it's funny, but literally because I don't want you to get in trouble, and I don't want me to get in trouble either. Well, I mean, there's jobs that pay. To be fair, one of my favorite YouTubers teaches pole dancing. And does archery, you know. And y'all fucking know who he is, because you've probably seen him at some point in time. Magnesium. There is some magnesium. It's fucking true, though. You know what I mean? Like... Oh my god. So... what was I saying? So, the funniest thing happened to... I think it might have been Markiplier. I'm not sure if it was Markiplier or it was just another really big YouTuber. Where they got one of their their items banned. They got one of their Resident Evil VODs banned, right? So he was like, I don't understand, because the problem that it was originally stated was that the title card's inappropriate. And for the longest time, he's talking about. He doesn't show the title card. And then he's like, okay, so let's look at this title card. This one. It's always the same thing. It's just slightly different poses of Leon with Resident Evil written behind him. And I looked at it, and then I realized what the problem was, and I'm like, that was an AI that caused that particular problem. What he had done is he or Lixian or whoever his editor was, the thumbnail is Leon over the words Resident Evil. But because of where Leon's head was in that position, it didn't look like Resident Evil anymore. It looked like it had the word shit. So instead, like, if you think about resident, right? If Leon's head was in such a place where it's covering up all but the last line of the N before it at the end of NT, right? So that's IT, and then Leon's head is covering up the other letters except for the S, right? So res I. So we have the I is there, and there was a little bit of like Leon's hair or something that was making an H shape. So it looked like it said res a shit evil at a glance, but the letters were quite distinct. Like, you could read it that way. And I'm like, no human being would look at that and see a swear word. But an AI would see a swear word there very clearly. And because it looks like a swear word, that's why it got banned. But the thing is, he's going off about how they tried to, like, make up all this stuff. And the thing is, he was just like, and nobody's telling me why this originally got banned. How could this get banned? I'm like, because it says shit. You can't see it because you're looking at the word resident. And you are smart enough to see the word resident, and any human being is smart enough to see the word resident, but clearly, an AI took one look at that and saw the S-H-I-T that's, like, sort of just there-ish. Like, that's what's going on there. That's what's happened. If you were unaware. Actually, for people who do not know what Unisanis is, I feel bad for you. But he and Ethan did pole dancing during Unisanis, and then he kind of kept up with it a bit. Of all the times to actually do Unisanis, 2020 was one hell of a year to do it during. Thing was, that was such a stressful time for my life that I really didn't get to see very much of it. Like when it was still available to be watched, without it being like somebody's copy of the stupid thing. And I told myself I was gonna sit down and watch it. Like, I watched the first couple of episodes, and then, you know, ADHD and the stress of, you know, everything else that was going on in the world kind of put an end to that sort of, like, stuff. Curry should go. Wonton men, cup noodles. Let's go there. Curry cup ramen. Yeah, it looks like they use the exact same texture for all the cheese, and, like, none of it's a good texture. It all kind of looks rotten. But considering how long it's been sitting on the floor here, I guess it would be, I suppose. Hey, Mouse, how you doing? Unlimited. Supermarket fact number 67. The most precious thing in the world is you. Aww. Randomly wholesome. Give me all these chickens. Clearly they go in here. Chicken. I am way better than I have been in eons in every way except for pain. Emotionally, though, goddamn massive improvements on the home front. I will not complain about any of that. Hell no. Shit be going good on that level, and I am happy about it. These frickin' things are so gosh darn small. Okay. Mouse, may I ask a question? We suddenly had a remembrance, which is rare for us. Remembering anything about anyone is intensely rare. You're trans, right? Yes? If I may ask? Yes. Uh, M to F or F to M? Cause. Okay. So, anyways, we kind of figured out that we might be trans. I mean, not might. I am. I mean, it should be fucking obvious, but you know, when you're part of a system, you kind of defer to like being like, well, I mean, if there's girls up in here, then clearly the girls are not gonna want to do anything of the sort, and I'm not even gonna ask because why would I ever ask? Because why would I ever want to be comfortable? Sort of thing. It's just a thing. It may not be true for every system, but you know, it was true for ours until I kind of went, wait a second. Oh, wait a second. Shit. What if I asked if that would be a problem for anyone? And everyone was basically like, no, I kind of feel that too. Or being intensely ambivalent about it and like, yeah, no, I mean, you know, your body, your universe, like I don't even deal with that shit, sort of thing. And I'm going, wait. Does anyone have a problem with it? Period. Nope. Everybody's fine with it. So, yay! Anyways. Gonna be talking to a doctor soon. Oh, you have a good one, gorillas. Oh, we didn't know you dated someone with the ID. Well, sorry, I should say, I didn't remember that you dated someone with the ID. Or other dissociative disorder, because there are other types of systems out there. I mean, there are some systems that are, and some systems that aren't. Like just eventually, yeah, it just sort of dawned on me that I had never really even asked anybody if what they felt about it, especially after me and Nick's fused, which because we were the two main hosts, and you know, we had an inkling that we were gonna swing male, but there was, you know, always a possibility we wouldn't, and then we fucking did, and it was sort of like, oh, our lovely wifey is so awesome and stuff. That's just awesome. I love our community so much. we might not ever remember each other correctly in any conceivable way, or who the hell we know who actually has it and who doesn't. We always forget to fucking ask, too. I swear to God, I've talked to people and I was so sure they were a system, and they were so sure that I was out of my mind. And yeah, I was probably not out of my mind. Anyways. Or they were a system, and I was literally talking to the singular part that didn't know. Always a possibility, too. Not as a note, that's something that, generally speaking, folks try to not do to each other, because sometimes the brain's protecting itself. That generally speaking, that is what's going on there. So one tends to try and avoid causing undue stress to a part that is either unwilling or unable to grasp the concept. It's true. And I mean, part of it is, like, people can kind of get the understanding based more on the concept of, have you ever talked to yourself in your brain? Okay. Have you ever had the uncanny realization that you're really glad that no one else is in there and no one else is talking to you? Because if someone was in there listening to you go off about something really stupid, you'd be terribly embarrassed. Okay. With that in mind, I have somebody in there, actually several somebodies, and they are all making fun of me right now. That's how that goes. Like, people understand the privacy of their own mind better than they understand the concept of sharing their mind with someone else. But when you talk about an invasion of privacy of their mind, they're like, oh, no. And you're like, it's actually not as bad as you think it is. You just learn to, like, plug your ears, so to speak. What's my name? My name is William from the Dembi system. Who is this in the front right now? William. Yes, I am cleaning this place up. I am so satisfied with the cleaning of this place. Oh, good. As a note, if you have been by before and you knew Nyx, I am also formally Nyx. I'm just using this model because it is more comfy for me now. Because after a fusion, it was sort of like, oh yes, no, definitely a guy. That's how it be. Cucumber. Yeah, well, we're kind of having some trouble. We're struggling to see eye to eye on a lot of things, and one of the things was attraction. Because, okay, here's the stupidest thing in the world. Here's a mindfuck for you. So I'm both people now, so I will be saying Nyx and William as though they're separate people. But that's just to understand that it was two people having a conversation who have since become a singular person who is me. Nyx, lesbian, raging lesbian, butch lesbian, loves women, but loves our partner, despite the fact that, as far as William can tell, is male. So, okay, the lesbian with single exception, though, questionable. All right, but I'm not her. I can't figure that out, right? Well, her whole thing was basically like, yeah. You know the rule about eggs. You're not allowed to crack the eggs. And, well, suffice to say, when Nyx figured it out about our partner, she didn't know what the word trans meant. She just knew that she liked this girl in front of her who did not know that she was a girl. And this has that created muchly stress in our relationship early on, and that's part of the reason why William got formed, was because somebody needed to deal with the fact that this just wasn't, everything was not quite right. Why a gay man? Because, to be fair, we needed to endear ourselves to her old roommates, who were actually a gaggle of gay men. They're supposed to be pink, but they might look more red right now. Or they're supposed to be, yeah, pinky orange. But yeah. Game name? This is Supermarket Chaos. Oh, thanks, Theodio. Yes, our about is very inaccurate. You know what? I should do that now, because I'm not gonna fucking remember later. Give me 1 second. Bum 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 bum. But yeah, there was conflict there. But I handled all of the stuff with there was conflict there. But I hear myself. I was handling all of the stuff that was on the physical end because, for the most part, it squicked out things terribly, and vice versa. Um, she largely handled all of the stuff that had to do with just girlishness that I just didn't get quite. And it's kind of funny because, as it turns out, we were both right. But now we're incongruous. Now we're incongruous with her slightly, which is a bit of a pain.
Breakfast!
There we go. There we go. Updated. Certain headmates have been removed from the list because they are all part of the same person now. Anyways. Did I always have a live 2D model? Yes. But it could be that you just never came by when we were using it. Because it is one of those things where for certain games I just cannot use it because it's what's the word? I cannot use it some of the time because of the way games ask too much of our CPU, and Live 2D does actually take up a fair bit of processing power. So yeah, it's just a thing, but it's okay. But yes, we've had both styles of models since the beginning. I literally drew them at the same time. I was about to correct myself, and then I was like, wait a second, no, everybody who drew them is now just me. I drew them. I did. I feel like I didn't, but technically I did. There was just a lot of dissociating. You got a new puppy? Aw, that's pretty cute. I do believe they're a new person, so be prepared for them to potentially say something awful about the puppy. We will be banning them if that happens, but yes, never get your hopes up with YouTube chat. Thank you for the hydration. Very nice. Black ankle boots. Black ankle boots. Nice. I have got frickin' fucking Wicked stuck in my head. But it's not any one song. It's like 3 different songs playing over top of each other. Loathing, unadulterated loathing. Loathing, let's just say I loathe it all. Ankle boots. Right? When I saw him, I was like, I know him. I know him and I trust him. I know that if I trust him, I know that I know him from something from my childhood. Why do I trust him? Why do I know him? And then there was just like a half a moment where he does something that's very, very Max Headroom, and I was like, oh, I know who he is! It's such a fucking thing! It's such a fucking thing! You could say the Max Headroom totally prepared us all for the eventual coming of AI and trying to present itself as something that it's not. Because his deep, deep humor and irony about listening to the man on the TV. What was nice about him, though, is that he was never he was never lying about things, but he was talking about things and making you ask questions about things, which was good. It's such a good thing. It's such a cool and important thing to teach the kids, to be fucking fair. Exactly, he was a sentient AI, but the thing was, he would say things in such a way, like he would be saying things that are true, like fact check, like you can check, fact check it if you wished. But he would present it in a way that would just be uncanny enough to make you ask questions about it, and that was the clever thing about it. He was teaching you to question AI. He was teaching you to ask if what you were hearing could be true and not to just believe outright. It's intensely clever, and good lord, I mean, it should be required viewing for everybody nowadays, because apparently people can't be trusted with AI because they keep fucking falling in love with it and shit. Blech. You know, like, because I started... You watched a couple... The humor wasn't really for me, but it was fun. Yeah, it's really fun, but it is... It's one of those shows that kids watch because, ooh, flashing lights and funny man! And the adults who are being forced to watch flashing lights and funny man are going, yeah, no, you're right. The anti-union sentiment is actually complete dog shit, and we probably should do something about that before, you know, all concept of workers' rights disappears forever. Good on you, Mr. Max Headroom. it's truly a thing. You know, look, when we were first brainstorming what we were going to do for our VTuber character, because when we first started VTuber characters, like the actual character having an actual story, and there being a plot, and there being, like, you're playing a character the whole damn time, like, that was a whole big thing back in the early 2020s. Like, that was like what you did. You played a character. The character had to have a story. That story had to be a specific way and present you as a specific thing, which, you know, is kind of intensely toxic. But one of the things we were, and by toxic I mean like parasocially toxic, one of the things we were considering for our backstory was being an AI, which is actually sort of where some of the idea came from that actually became the story we went with, which is that we are being used in place of an AI, a human brain that is filled with useless information, all the information of the internet, and got utterly corrupted and shattered into pieces, instead of, you know, the actual reason why it shattered into pieces. I actually kind of... Koi? Koi! You don't eat koi fish? What the fuck? DMT machine elf? Yeah, I hear that. Well, in the storyline that Emma wrote for us, because Emma's a writer, that's like who she is. She wrote a story for us, and the story is basically that in the future it becomes way more financially useful, or rather it just becomes acceptable to take a kid who has, like ourselves, as a note, we have autism, and if it were classified by the people who don't understand that autism is a spectrum, it would actually be moderate to, like, heavy needs. Yes, I can talk. That's the only thing I got going for me. And it's, you know, I was old enough at the time that I actually got diagnosed with girl, so not autistic, but would be autistic. Not Asperger's, which would have been used back then, but autistic. But I was diagnosed with not nearly enough boy parts to be considered autistic, because girls can't catch it. You know. Science.
Holy crap, I can hear a voice in my head!
Oh, do you have any advice for starting streaming? Yes. Get used, okay, how do I say that? It's so true, but it sounds so negative. But you need to take it as a positive. You need to practice talking. Am I good at talking? No, because I dissociate constantly. But despite all that, you need to practice talking. So it is okay. In fact, it's actually almost a little bit a good thing that you will probably have no audience to start, because you need to practice talking. You need to practice talking all stream long about what you're doing, why you're doing it, explaining what your thought process is. You need to practice your patter for if somebody comes in, you want to be able to introduce yourself in without thinking about it. You don't want to overthink it, because you want to say the same thing every time. And if you're like, well, nobody wants to hear, yes, they do. Yes, they do. People want to hear the same thing every time. It is literally something that dawned on me, and as soon as I realized I didn't have to come up with a new way of saying goodbye, that I should just memorize a way of saying goodbye, that it made my life so much easier. Practice, do what I call practicing your patter. You want to patter as a note is a thing from, like, people who, like, would sell things on the street. You have a patter. The patter is talking quickly but clearly about specific things in specific ways, so that you don't have to overthink what you're saying. Ah, science! Oh, thank you for the follow.
Star emoji, T3NN4, star emoji, subscribe to the channel.
Thank you so much for the subscribe. Look at all of those mice. But yeah, for the first little while, doesn't matter whether you're streaming on YouTube or on Twitch, especially on Twitch, you will be streaming to yourself, streaming to a singular viewer. But that's okay, because you want to practice talking. You also want to practice when somebody comes in and says hi. Practice dealing with one-on-one conversations, because when you're playing a game or you're drawing, as I was when I first started out, when you're playing a game or you're drawing, one of the things you really need to do is practice dealing with the pressure of keeping your peripheral vision kind of active, so that when chat changes, you actually look over. I mean, dummy streams are one thing, but you're going to be streaming to no one anyway, so it does, and I have to say, that does help with the, like, as we have extreme social anxiety, we were quite worried about people being, like, hateful immediately, but the thing is, the people who will be in a chat where there's only one or two viewers, two major groups of people kind of hit those chats. The first of which is trolls. You don't worry about trolls. Trolls are actually good practice, because one, you're going to be dealing with them forever, and two, it can be a fun exercise depending on how toxic they're being. If they're being super toxic, just fucking ban them. You always have the ability to do that. You are in control of your own chat. But one of the things you can do is just talk to them. Sometimes they just want to talk to you, and they'll know that they'll get a bigger reaction when there's nobody else in the chat. So they do that specifically because they're hoping to have someone to talk to. Not all of them are like that, but some of them are, and you can actually have some interesting conversations with people who were trolls, or who probably still are trolls. It's not necessarily sort of a life sentence either, because the thing is, if you can get a troll to stick around and come back for some streams, why, they're another viewer. And if they decide to become terribly toxic later, or they just fuck off because, you know, they want to do something else, that's okay. You practiced, and that practice is really good. Like, I know quite a few people, like, back when, because again, this is back in 2020, and everybody was gonna be a VTuber. Like, I became a VTuber for a totally different reason. But, like, I did it at the same time as everybody else, but don't read too much into that. Just making fun of myself. But one of the things I noticed with a lot of VTubers, especially, like, what would happen is, okay, this was back on Twitter, and there was, you know, a sense of community on there, because you could actually sort of, like, do a much better job of having your For You, like, having your For You page be a lot more what you actually want to see back then. Not so much true anymore, and it's part of the reason why I don't go on there anymore. But back then, you were able to kind of, like, curate a group of people and have those people constantly showing up on your timeline, which was great, because you could actually see people and all the problems they were having and figure out how you would deal with them. And one of the things that kept on happening is people would actually pay actual thousands of fucking dollars getting a very elaborate Live 2D model built, and then they would quit in 3 weeks. Hooray! And the reasons why, generally speaking, people quit doing VTubing, often very quickly into doing VTubing, is, one, the intense depression of having no viewers, and not knowing how to drum up more viewers. And of course, they've invested so much money, and what do they do now, and have they ruined their entire life, blah, 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 blah. There's a little concern with that. But the other thing that was really, really got to people is that, for some people, being online and talking... Hey, Dawn, how you doing? Also, thank you, Tana Love Spammy. Thank you for the sub. one thing that seemed to get to a lot of people, and it isn't true for me, but I do know that it is true for some people, is that they felt lonely. Like, to them, they couldn't get their head into the space that they were talking to people in a chat. To them, they were all alone in a room playing a video game, and it just felt very fake to them. Like, it felt very artificial and very wrong. And there's some people who, I guess, just cannot get past the concept of what streaming is. And that might sound weird, but people are like, I used to sit there, I would watch Twitch every fucking day. I watched all my favorite streamers. And then when I decided I was going to become a streamer because I really loved the idea so much, and it literally made me so depressed. It made me so depressed because, one, like, of course there's nobody in the chat, which I wasn't really expecting that to be such a problem, but also I just really wasn't expecting to just have to deal all the time with just being alone in a room talking to myself. And I'm going, you're not alone in a room talking to yourself. You're talking to chat. But to them, they just couldn't wrap their head around talking to chat. They've been chat, but they can't embrace the concept of being the person who is talking to chat. They can be part of the group, but to them, being the person talking to that group just felt so false. It was literally, like, deeply depressing, which is kind of interesting. Nice. Bum 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 bum.
Breakfast!
That's true. The vanilla industry expanded greatly thanks to the hand pollination technique of a 12-year-old boy. Okay, bro. I think you know what you're doing, and I'm gonna give you a little timeout because I think you need it. But can we not spam the singular emoji that I'm pretty sure you know that I don't want you to spam? I will ban you. Please don't spam that emoji. Thank you very much. If you need attention, you can just talk to me. It actually works out that way. And if you're like, why? Understand I've asked you not to, and don't do it. And that's all you're getting from me right now. Those are mice, not iPhones. Oops. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, it's like a 5% chance, but still. We need the yellowfin tuna that's way too small to be a yellowfin tuna. Well, there was always the possibility. But yeah. That particular emoji is actually banned from chat in certain ways. But, yeah. For that one not to be in chat. So we can figure out how to deal with the situation. Unfortunately, the science of DID is absolutely not very advanced in the slightest, because why? What am I what? And they say they don't make games for streamers. Bruh. In DID, there are things called positive triggers and negative triggers. A negative trigger is when there's something missing from your life, and the lack of which causes a switch, and a positive trigger is when there is
I
too
got
much
this
of
new anime plot.
something
Basically,
in
there's
your
this high
life.
school girl, except she's got huge boobs.
Why
I mean, some
would
serious
you do that?
hunkers. A real setup of donkers.
That's pretty cool, Limitless. You did interrupt me though, so we have muted the thing so that I can fucking talk. Focus while I fucking say this. Anyways, there are things that are positive triggers. Positive triggers can cause incredibly negative reactions in a person, despite the fact that it's called a positive trigger. Positive just means something gets added to the consciousness. So we try not to talk about that particular animal, the noises it makes, or anything else like that, because it causes dissociation really badly. So I've now said it out loud, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Thank you. Yep, he's everywhere.
Derek means subscribed to the channel.
Well, thank you, Derek. Yes, please, Fastpin. Anything you like, because my brain is a little fluff right now. Don't like feeling fluffy. Fluffy brain is the worst. Have I ever stolen a moose? No. But moose are terrifying in every conceivable way. They are much bigger than you think they are. Like, I can't even state that strongly enough. Moose are so much bigger than you think they are. Sunvita. Sunvita. I definitely know some stuff that I would put in this. Oh, I've got lots of money. Self up. Do I have a favorite comic book character? Well, I was one. Sort of. Definitely. So is it wrong to pick myself? I mean, probably. It would probably be wrong. No, I'll pick myself anyway. So, Peter Parker. There. I win. Well, I'm pretty sure the answer to the question answers the question. I don't know, I'm predisposed to misery. Is that are you allowed to be your own favorite character if you're predisposed to misery? I don't know. Feels weird though. Croissants. So many. Spicy seafood cup noodles. Boop. Pretty sure that this ice cream should be melted by now. And exploded all over the floor, because that's kind of how that goes. Three trillion trees on Earth, but more 15 billion are estimated to disappear every year. Why are we saying disappear? You know where they're going. We know where they're going. We know where they are going. This isn't a surprising thing. They're not disappearing into the night and nobody knows where they went. They get chopped down. What the fuck? Ooh, consomme! Consomme potato chips are the heckin' tastiest. Holy crap. Ramen, 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 ramen. Hot spicy potato chips. More granola, more hot spicy potato chips. I might be wrong about how many of these ramen. Together we're unlimited. I need to hydrate, I need to hydrate, I need to hydrate. Get rid of the rest of these, shall we? Hey, Snowfire Cat, hydrate, thank you very much. Best not to. There is occasionally inappropriate talk in the chat, and I am not comfortable with that. Because I've had that happen before, and I thought it would be fine, but then people, the little was being intensely inappropriate, which resulted in more inappropriate stuff, and that was very triggering, so I must decline, unfortunately. Not saying that your little would be that way, but I'd rather not. There's a damn lot of artichokes. You're okay, Snowfire? I don't think you said anything wrong. You said hydrate. Oh, you're surprised it's still the Litten? Oh, the Litten has been there for years. The Litten is a permanent fixture unless it's like Halloween or something and we're wearing like the witch hat or something. No. The Litten's not going anywhere. That is true. That is true. It is like a pun. There's a damn lot of mozzarella cheese. A lot of mozzarella cheese. Oh yeah, not everybody knows. I mean, it is a very similar color to where, like the same color of red is used on my hair where the Litten does sit. So it does make sense that folks don't necessarily see it, and then they go, "Wait a second, is that a Litten on your brain?" And it's like, yes, there's Litten in my brain. Brain Litten. I think I understand how these are supposed to be organized. I'm a little sad about it because it's only just dawned on me now what the deal is. I think these are supposed to have fruits in them, and these are supposed to have vegetables. And this is just a shit show. Cheese dumpling. Oh, maybe it is actually just pairs. That would be nice. Pairs as in groups of. Denki is called Pikachu because sometimes because of his electric quirk. Yes. Actually, I'm pretty sure they just call him dumbass, because he does become something of a dumbass after he, like, makes a big zap-a-zap. Good job! Wrist versus ankle. This is wrist. Wrist. I wonder if they've improved the thing any. Music any, because the last time I checked the music in here, it was kind of like, oh, that's right, I need to turn it back on. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't my cup of tea, but let's see. I'm sure he doesn't mind due to his being a fictional character. At all. But he is also a dumbass. Why is Litten on my head? Why don't you have a Litten on your head? The Litten is on my head because it's controlling my every move. Nothing I can do about it now. Respect the Litten, Litten. Magnesium support. But I already had these? Oh, I do. Definitely don't have these yet. You're playing Pokemon on your laptop? Nice! Nice! Which Pokemon? Infinite Fusion? Because I did art for that. Oh yay, the banana potato chips have returned. Nobody wanted this. You saw the anime? I have watched at least some of the anime. I think I watched like the first season. The very first season when it was on TV. Long ago, in the before time, when there was such a thing as cable TV, and Pokemon was one of those shows on TV.
I got this new anime plot. Basically, there's this high school girl, except she's got huge boobs. I mean some serious hunks. A real setup of donkers. Packing some Dobon Unkaros. Massive Dahunga Bangaloos. Big old ton Hunger Cougars. What happens next? Transfer student shows up one day with even bigger Bonk Hanaga Hoogs. Humongous Hungalonga no Logangas.
Here's what my name should be in this Pokemon fan game. Dingle Bangle Dingle Dongle. Or Bingus for short, I suppose. Bingus! Respect Kitty. Respect him! Am I just looking for shoes? Oh my god, shoes. Shoes. Oh my god, shoes. Nobody fucking remembers that. Nobody but me. Do I know the song, The One That Got Away? Duration of all skills with duration increases by 30%. God damn it. And no, I don't know that song. I may know it to have heard it. Like, I'm very, very bad with names of things, like the names of songs. Oh my god. Like, the most infuriating thing in the world is when you remember that you like the song, and you're like, okay, so there's this song. And I kind of think I know, sort of, kind of, maybe what it was called. And I sort of, kind of know, sort of, what the video looked like. So I'm just gonna describe it to the Google AI, because, you know, maybe it can help. And you know what it can do? Suggest a whole lot of really good music. Did it find the song? To be fair, I don't even know anymore, because, to be fair, I couldn't remember what it sounded like, which is the reason why I wanted to listen to it again. Again, I'd probably know it to hear it. I'd probably have to actually hear the music, but I can't listen to any copyrighted music on stream because I get in trouble. Ramen. Oh my gosh, one of the guys that I follow on YouTube, he cooks food. And he was like, I'm gonna make food from various religious orders and stuff like that. And the first, well, at least the first one I saw, I shouldn't say the first thing he picked, but one of the first things he picked was spaghetti. Spaghetti for the spaghetti monster. And I'm like, hell yes, spaghetti monster, let's heckin' go. Why am I holding a shoe in like 18 ramens? Because to be fair, I know where the shoes go, and we're getting really close to getting rid of all of the shoes. So I saw the shoe and felt like I should make use of it. What's up? Why did my mic work right after the red? Sometimes I'm not talking. I try to talk all the time, but sometimes I just drift off into an oblivion. Doesn't necessarily mean that there is no one at the heel. But if an easier way to do that is just ask me a question. I'll be like, oh yeah, what's up? Sometimes we just drift off and we just mental vibing, you know? Just that mental vibe. My mouth was moving? Oh, I might have been eating something, or like... Because if I move my mouth at all, like if I just go, it can like make me look like I'm talking. You used it at the right time though. You did do I think you muted. Sausages. okay. And it's a big mood. It's one of those things where worries build up much faster than you realize, and then you're having a goddamn meltdown. Or at least that happens to me all the fucking time. Pretty sure this is booze? You booze? Oh, you are booze. I love how that says acetaminophen soft gels, but it literally says zinc on the bottle. Did I see your message? I have a question. Why do people just not notice the Litten? It's because it's the same color as my hair. And you know, they're just zipping by and whatnot. You know, or they're just watching they're watching the show. They're not like watching me, because like me. I can only guess. Hello, Mr. Fanta. I hope you're having a lovely day. Ooh, chocolate stick. Chocolate stick snacks. Sounds delicious. Am I the Litten talking? Technically, no. Technically, it's just a drawing. I make jokes that it's controlling me, but if it were real, it would just sit on my head and be a nice warm cat on my head, because it's a cat. Mineral water. Hooray! Well, I used to have a cat a number of years ago, and while he did not sit directly on my head, one of the things he did like to sit on, if I was lying down, because like I'm a side sleeper, like I sleep on my side. Some people don't; they find it intensely weird. Had that conversation before. I was not expecting it, but yes, I am an unholy side sleeper, and one of the things that I found out from people, or one of the things that my cat liked to do was, like, if I was sleeping on my side, he would sleep on, like, my thigh, but, like, because it's sort of like my butt, too, I would call him my ass cat, because I thought that was funny. He's not an ass hat, he's an ass cat. I've never heard that specifically about chickens, but I'm gonna choose to believe it, because that's cute. You're a crazy chicken lady? Valid. Just realized that isn't the right place for that. And beer. Says fresh black cola. I'm pretty sure that's not beer. Have I gone through any voice training at all? In which way? If we're talking about masculinization, no. If we're talking about vocal training as in learning to sing, yes. As in learning to do voice acting, I'm an amateur. Yep, that actually answers everything. Yeah, cool. I did it! Hooray! But yes, I did vocal training when I was younger to do the singy sing thing. Huh. Well, that's gonna be interesting. Huh. Yeah, well, when Nyx developed, which was in our teens, incidentally, she just seemed to have the capacity to do impressions and accents and stuff. Like, it wasn't precisely a special interest of ours. Like, JDI, who preceded her, didn't have any particular desire to do that kind of... Red eyes? Oh, well, yeah, kinda. Unfortunately, I can't make them go blue for you guys. I do know the blue is actually kind of nicer to look at. Male voice in general, but I have a female voice. I mean, here. If you wanted me to talk like a guy, I can talk like a guy. It's really not that hard. But generally speaking, if I have to talk for a long period of time, if I actually talk like this for a long period of time, my voice gets really rough. So I just try and talk in a medium tone. But yeah, I can actually drop my voice. William or Nyx? This is William. Permanently William. William forever now. Technically Nyx, but yeah, we fused, so we're the same person now. Oh, totally valid. Totally valid. I'm a trans man. What? But yeah, I speak in a more natural range for my current vocal cords, but eventually they will go down a little bit more. I'm looking forward to it. And then I'm gonna... you guys have to promise me, even if I bitch and moan about it, even if I'm saying, oh, don't do that, make clips of me with voice crackies. Please, please, please. Because that's gonna be humorous. Just gonna move these over a bit because I kind of want all the noodles that are the same damn size to be in the same damn place. No, absolutely oh, sorry. No, and the reason why I'm very not interested in It Takes Two is because the characters are incredibly abusive to each other. I watched someone trying, like, people playing that game, and I found it so incredibly triggering that I, like, yeah, no, there's no way. The two main characters are abominable human beings, and it's such a 90s fucking thing to have the rom-com with two parents who absolutely fucking loathe each other, but yeah, that dynamic is just uncool for our brain. Say something controversial, we're gonna clip farm. Here's something controversial. Pepsi tastes better than Coke, but Diet Coke tastes better than Diet Pepsi. That's just facts. That actually might not be controversial. Oh, I just fucking realized. But yeah, our wife is gained some interest in potentially doing some streaming. We haven't put her off entirely, though. To be fair, like this week has been absolute crap. Yeah, but we're thinking of playing Split Fiction, but it desperately needs to go on sale because, you know, we're broke. So broke. We do say things that are funny on occasion. I'm pretty sure, because we do have some clips that are actually kind of popular, which is kind of fun. Let's see. Maybe they're 3s. It would be nice if they were 3s and not 4s. I fear they are 4s, though. I'd like to see a dynamic of two wildly different characters getting along quite well, like someone who's deadpan and cold, working with someone who's energetic and cheerful and affectionate. Very specifically, we need them to work well together. Thoughts on that? In contrast to the very typical abusive partners getting back together trope. Yes, yes. I am actually quite fond of the we are so different, but when you actually, like, we are so different in how people perceive us and understand us. But when you actually see us side by side, you realize what our dynamic is and how fucking cool it is and how it works out so goddamn well. Which, you know, I feel like that might actually qualify for me and my wife. Like I don't want to go into too many details because, you know, but there is some of that. Like, she's very, very outgoing. She enjoys just doing stuff all the time. Loves to be, like, running around, doing all sorts of things. And I'm like, me time. Seems good. Seems like I could just sit here and just not think. And the concept of that is just so not, you know, her thing. Oh my god. Sorry. There's literally mix-up. No! Bro, what the hell? like, for instance, if we're talking about one of the original Odd Couples, Bert and Ernie, who were, as according to the people who played Bert and Ernie, regardless of what the official statement is or what other things have been said, Bert and Ernie were the original gay couple. They were played as a gay couple. Of course, the concept of, well, I mean, you can't have the puppets doing stuff. No. I didn't say they were doing stuff. They lived together, they loved each other, and they were two men. And if you're like, well, what about the naughty stuff in bed? Well, they're puppets, they don't have parts. So, relax a little. But they are the original Odd Couple. They had their issues, but when they needed each other, they were there for each other. When one of them needed encouragement, the other one was there to give them encouragement. And that is incredibly important to, like, kind of deal with. And it's kind of sad that some of the most healthy queer relationships that have ever existed on TV ever have all been part of either The Muppet Show or Sesame Street. I'm just saying. Like, Gonzo being polyamorous with all of his chickens. And everyone just called him weird. Which he was, and he was quite proud of it. You know. It's queer-coded for a fucking reason. I'm pretty sure I have broccoli on here somewhere. I do. But yeah, the toxic 90s, my parents literally hate each other, but the whole world will end for me as a child if my parents ever become divorced, is not only such a toxic message for kids, but also such a toxic message for parents who maybe they married the wrong person, maybe they found things out about themselves later on in life and they need to, you know, not be in a relationship where things are just not right for them. The concept of, like, having an amicable divorce was, like, deeply foreign to media. And it's a shame because it leads to really, like, I feel like it leads to really sort of sad results for everybody involved. Like, the amount of people that I know, like, knew as a kid whose parents were divorced, who, like, other kids, including myself, would be like, well, did you wish on a star that they'd get back together? Because that's how that worked in that show. Which leads the kid to believe that maybe they're not wishing enough, or praying enough, or believing enough, that maybe that the reason why their parents aren't back together is because they themselves aren't magical enough to make it happen, or that, you know, it's just sad. Oh, no, by all means. I've actually had people do that before. They would literally sit there and run by ideas. Like, I've had people, like, DMs run by campaign ideas before. I've had writers run by their sort of head concepts for stuff. And we can provide feedback, or we can also just provide a soundboard for ideas as well. It's fun with us, because it is fun to read about people's ideas. I do like that dynamic. It is, of course, one of those things where, like, there's a fantasy trope, and it's a kink thing, and not a lot of people want to recognize it as a kink thing, because they're like, no, it's not kink, and it's like, okay, you don't understand what the word kink is, clearly. It's kink, like, people are like, oh, hey, sexual, calm down. Kink is just when you like a dynamic within a relationship that is something that requires an understanding partner who's willing to work with you, and you're willing to work with them, and you're willing to kind of like experiment without judgment and without like malice. Like, it has to be a very safe environment. Kink happens in a safe environment. It does not happen outside of a safe environment. You need a partner who is working with you to have fun, because it's potentially something that could be endangering if it was taken serious. Like, if it was, I shouldn't say taken seriously, if it was real, like if it was not a roleplay situation, it could be quite dangerous, or it could be quite, like, say, triggering if you have, like, PTSD or stuff like that, where it can be quite therapeutic if you are with someone who you can trust. So there is always the potential for that kind of kink to actually take place in a book, because, of course, books are a safe place to explore those things. Oops. Still throwing pop everywhere. So I totally hear you. There is quite a lot of that kind of like untethered partner who clings to absolute, who would be an absolute psychopath and probably should be in jail for probably multiple crimes against humanity in general. I've seen that in some novels of that sort, and I actually am quite fond of that dynamic myself. Emma is too. She's actually quite big on the partner that everybody else is scared of, who's the only like you can trust them but nobody else can, sort of thing. That is quite a fun thing. Oh, not any type of relationship. Any type of relationship whereupon like whatever you're going to be doing, or like whatever your relationship roles will be, is something that you discuss beforehand, and then there is a roleplay situation, and then afterwards there's also always aftercare and come down and whatnot, like where you're taking care of your partner after they have, sometimes it's a very massive experience. It may not even be like entirely pleasant, but it can be very therapeutic. Which sounds fucking terrible when you say it, but the idea is that sometimes you just need to have a good cry and work through things, and it can be very, very nice to have someone you can trust, who you can say things to, especially if you've had a lot of abuse in your life. You can just be like, I've dealt with this and I want to deal with it better. I want to reclaim something of myself. I had a friend who like their partner was like, what's really funny is I wouldn't say I was like their partner, but I was like somebody who like helped them talk through their thoughts, because they had a lot of trouble like explaining things aloud to their partners. So I would like help them bounce ideas back and forth. This was in real life. This was in university. So we would kind of like hash out ideas about what they felt they needed and how their partner could deliver it, which is such a weird way to say it, but it is just sort of how it works. That was the dynamic they needed. They needed a situation where they needed to feel like they could reclaim control in a situation where previously they did not have control. And that can be something that can help you move through it, but you need a partner you can trust. It's not 50 Shades of Grey grossness of, like, I'm gonna make you sign a contract and then I can do whatever you want. No. This is something that you have a very kind partner whom you work things out with before, you have agreed upon situation notes that you want to do, stuff like that. But in terms of, like, creepy fucking partner who is a murderous bastard who commits, like, terrible crimes against humanity, I mean, Emma's written that character many times. Different versions of said character, but it is a very common thing in, like, werewolf romance, too, where, like, that's like the alpha who cannot be tamed. No, Emma's never written any werewolf alpha bullshit before, but she sure has read a bunch of it! No one could tame his heart. His wolf rebelled at every instance, blah 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 blah. And she, a whiny neurotic, self-insert, just needs the kind and calm touch of a male who's very masculine. You know, like that. Not there. So, which button is it? I think it's this one? Okay, it's considered to be a drink. It's buttermilk! You don't... Oh, I wouldn't drink buttermilk. What the hell? I mean, that is actually a really sort of common thing for folks. Like, not to like downplay how good it is for you, but that one right there is a thing that a lot of people don't expect to be very common, and yet almost everybody I know who is experienced having their hair brushed by their partner is like, you gotta try it. Like, it's very special. Because again, it is on a given level a certain amount of trust that you're giving your partner. It might not be extreme trust, but they have control of something that can cause you at least a small amount of pain, and we're trusting them not to do that, and it's very relaxing. To be fair, that's actually a really good way of explaining it to people in the future if I want to talk about how kink is not the same thing as, like, 50 Shades of Grey. It's not about that, and it's so hard to explain it to people because they just go, yeah, well, everything I know about it is from, like, whatever, CSI, SVU, or whatever, right? General issues of good sensory, but hanging out with my female friends from university, that was a big thing. Like, everybody kind of recommended it to each other. Like, if you haven't done this, you have to do this. Get him to brush her hair. Oh, that's uncool. That's uncool. What the hell? What? Wow. Wow. Put whoever that was in a dumpster, okay? That dumpster time for that person. Oh, but if you like that dynamic, if you like that dynamic, do you know, oh, what's his name? It's Danny something. Oh, what's his name? Do you know the guy named Danny who does little sketches? Actually, he's been doing rants recently, but there's lots of things to rant about. But he's previously done, like, various sketches where he, like, you know, does smoldery looks at the camera, then acts completely, like, erratic, and it's really funny. What's his name? Anyways, he does these things where he's playing the characters of the villain and the hero, and they're in a relationship. Every single one of hero and villain relationship ones is that dynamic. And it's actually really funny because, like, sometimes the dynamic is very, you know, the villain being very villainous and the hero not knowing what to do with all of those feelings that he's feeling about the villain. But sometimes it's very, very the villain is like, oh my goodness, you know, I'm so stressed out by all of this work I have to do and all of these heroes I have to deal with, and you know, and he's like, really? Like me? Yeah, it's too much work. Like, accursed auto moderation. Let's see what we got. Oh my god! How? You put a space. You put a space, and it. Wait. It put a space. What? Scumbags got censored because of the S being removed somehow by the automod. Automod, you're being a pervert. Automod, this is your issue, and you need to not inflict it on others. Nobody else was seeing that word in there but you. I mean, that's valid too, and again, it's one of those things where sometimes the trust has been violated, and that is awful because it makes something that is pleasant for sensory very unpleasant for sensory, and that's uncool. And I feel bad that that is true for folks. Hello, how it says strawberry cone ice cream, but it isn't strawberry cone ice cream. It's strawberry cone ice cream. But like, it's one of those things where when, now admittedly, there is a little bit of sea lioning going on where people are not having a conversation that's actually meant to be respectful, and people trying to learn more about how, like, dynamics can work inside of relationships and stuff like that. Like, some people are just having a non-genuine or not willing to have a genuine discussion about certain things. How did I not pick up the other one? There we go. But aside from those folks, one thing that some people ask questions about is, like, why is it so frequent in women's romance novels that the heroine is frequently assaulted? Sometimes even by the eventual love interest, so that's incredibly rare. I've only ever seen that, like, maybe 2 or 3 times. Where that is the dynamic, and then the dynamic gets soothed or changed, or something gets changed, some sort of, like, if there's magic involved, sometimes there's like a curse that's been removed, and then everything's okay somehow, which it wouldn't be for me, but that's beside the point. Some people are into that concept, that roleplay, and the issue is the difference between that and that happening to them in real life somehow is that it's a book, it's in my hands, and if I don't fucking like it, I can close it, put it down, and I'm not there anymore. Even if I have a super vivid imagination, I might reflect on it. The plot's not advancing, things aren't happening against my will. I'm reading it, I'm in control. And that is the major difference. Oh, something they can't have a real conversation about, you mean? Well, that's true. That's true. The reason why I was saying that there's no way to have a real conversation is that some people bring that up as a gotcha, which is disgusting. where they're like, you know, you're so upset with the concept of this kind of like inappropriate behavior towards women, but then you read a romance novel and it's got terrible stuff in it, and it's like, yeah, but I'm in control of what happens in that novel simply because I can stop reading it anytime I fucking well please, which means that it isn't a damn thing like real life, and nor will it ever be anything like real life. And it's okay to explore those spaces in a book because you're not gonna get hurt. God, go on the freaking shelf, you piece of shit. Why? Wait a second. Wrinkle care? Oh, it's a different kind of sunscreen. There's 2 different types of sunscreen. They look almost completely identical. How the fuck was I supposed to know that? I was talking about the people who are being disingenuous in that space where they're like saying, oh, well, if you like that, then obviously inappropriate behavior. Is it actually inappropriate? It's like, okay, that the fact you think that's a gotcha is kind of disgusting, but also you're a disgusting human being sort of thing. Oh, I've got stars to spend. Button mushroom. Yes, we were hoping for ninja mushroom. Yes. And another freaking instant gold. How are we doing for stickers? Well, it looks like we've got them all now. But yeah, sometimes, as an aside, what you may have been talking about is that there's some things that just because of triggers, because of things that they struggle with, or even because of things that just straight up don't understand, and they recognize that where they are at in the conversation is not a space that other people are willing to, like, handle. For instance, like, I don't know, some random controversial opinion that maybe I was trying to think of, like, something I had, like, a controversial opinion I used to have when I was a kid, partially because I was not allowed a lot of information as a kid when it came to, like, alternative lifestyles. And by alternative lifestyles, I mean perfectly fucking normal lifestyles that were phrased to me as alternative and as something that wasn't normal or natural or anything like that. Oh, you have a good sleep, mouse. Oh, I saw a double. Saw a double. How do you recommend discussing these things with partners? Well, I have a go-to phrase, and it may not work for you, but it might work for you, so here's the phrase. Do you think it's weird if I think such and such is kinda hot? And see how it goes from there. Because as a partner, they might say, it might be a little weird, but, you know, it's a thing for you. And if they're like, it's a thing for you, congratulations! You found something that don't share a kink about. And sometimes they might go, oh yeah, me too. Oh, really? You too? Really? And then, yeah, anyways. But yeah, I always say, do you think it's weird? And I mean, that gives them an out. That gives them an out to not necessarily yuck your yum, though they might actually end up doing that depending on what it is. But they may also be kind of like, oh, I never really thought about that. Or they might even be like, oh, me too! Why we never talked about this? What the fuck? Sort of thing. And no, I will not go into details, get wrecked. One thing that I would avoid, though, is saying, I would really like it if you, because it puts an onus on them to, like, kind of, like, depending on where they're at in their headspace and how they feel about your relationship, especially if they're kind of a submissive type, it may feel like a requirement to continue your relationship, which is not what you meant, but it can get them into that headspace, which is really unfortunate, and something that I have tried to avoid. Because I recognize that, for me, I constantly do that kind of thing, so I realize that it's much easier to just sort of, like, ask a person's opinion, sort of thing. Hey, whatevs. Oh, you overslept again? Oh, hi, Demian. Hopefully it's, like, I did say that right. It's not a strong A sound despite having an E in it. Because it could be either. Nice. Hey, Jake Fox, how you doing? Here's consensus. Oh, thank you, Tanks. I do need to drink some water because I am very much an Orby in the sun. The kindness in helping a friend with that kind of shit. Oh my goodness. Wholesome. Wholesome. Oh, hey, you know what? We're not worthy! Anybody who is willing to help their friend deal with things like bullshit phone calls is amazing and awesome and oh my goodness, the best. Absolutely the best. Because, like, it is beyond words one of my biggest nightmares is dealing with shit on the phone. What game is this? This is Supermarket Chaos. Throwing seafood cup noodles everywhere. Lemon choohy. misread that. For some reason, somehow, whatevs, I literally read that sentence as, I got my friend's mobile service plan renewed today, another chore done. How did I, where did the word friend come, where did the word friend come from? What the hell? What? Oh! I see. I'm a dumbass. Anyways, still, anybody who helps anybody out with that, even if you're helping yourself out. Hot diggity damn. I know! What the hell? I got no brain cells. None. How am I this evening? Tons of pain. Emotionally okay? Pretty good. Pretty solid. You know what I hate? I hate hormones. I hate hormones on every level. End them now. I'm tired of trying to think about talking about something that's important to me and my entire brain going, well, this is slightly stressful. And instead of just giving you some adorable adrenalines to get you through the moment, you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry like, you know, the world is coming to an end. Enjoy, and I'm like, no. I actually kind of want to be taken seriously, and crying on the phone makes people unable to understand me, and I really just want to talk to a person. Can I I'm begging you, no tears. And my brain's like, no, stress equals tears. Enjoy. And I'm like, nah. Anyways, I hate it. I can't sleep. I'm a bar in the park? Yeah, on Twitch now. Uh-huh. I'm thinking if this was like the way it was last time, it's gonna be like that. There's gonna be multiple chocolate. Lovely. Yeah, we're getting into the very end. I consider this probably to be the end game of this particular level, because for the most part I can kind of just throw a zillion croissants on shelf and no one's gonna be able to stop me. May as well grab the rest of them now. You redeemed hydrate. The sound happened. The hydrate, you bastard, hydrate. Just it totally played for me. If you guys didn't hear it, you should've. Because it plays through the same audio track as the music for the game, and I can definitely see the music for the game's playing for you guys. It may have been a bit quiet, though. That's always very possible. It is a slightly quieter sound, I don't know why, but it actually sticks out really clearly to me, because it's just kind of I don't know. It sounds like a drill sergeant, so my brain kind of like locks on. The hell? Oh, wrong spot. Beautiful. Ooh, Oka coffee. Banana check? Well, I don't have one yet. I mean, anyways.
Breakfast!
No banana. Yeah, no banana. Has to get, you know, a whole bunch of processes done before we find out about the banana situation. Looking forward to the banana, though. We'll not say no to the banana. No banana! Give it time. We all gotta be patient. Well, eventually that's... I mean, what? You're gonna get me demonetized. Well, I'm gonna get you demonetized. I suppose I can't really blame you for that. I mean, I could try, but that would be dumb. What does the new anime plot do?
I got this new anime plot.
It
Basically, there's this high school girl, except she's got huge boobs.
I mean, some serious hunkers. A real setup of donkers. Packers some Doban hunkeros. Massive hunga bangaloos. Big old ton hunger cougars.
What happens next? Transfer student
shows up one day with even bigger fun Hanukkah hoops. Humongous hunger nomin. You know how many anime I've seen with that exact plot? That is the reason why I actually like that rant, because it is the plot of so many fucking shows. Even shows I wasn't expecting it to be the plot of, it's still the plot of those fucking shows. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? This was such a wholesome, cool anime, and then we had the male protagonist, we had a female protagonist, we had, you know, another character show up, she was really cool, really awesome, then a third character showed up who has slightly bigger boobs than the female protagonist, and all of a sudden, that is the entire plot. That's the plot. There isn't anything else left. It's all about how inadequate she feels. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding? Are really? This was going places. There was interesting plot. There was freaking lore. And now it is all about boob comparison. Bah! The grocery store must have banana. I mean, actually, the banana is here. There are bananas here. Right there. They look completely bruised, and also they're singles. No, thank you. Group of bananas. Why am I buying single bananas? Banana! I believe I have a minion in my chat. Valid. I feel like if minions actually were a thing, I would end up with minions in my house, and I wouldn't know what to do with the damn things. Because I expect that they'd expect to be fed, and then what the fuck am I gonna do? I can't even goddamn walk! Yeah, we let Twitch decide how long the fucking ads are. I just realized you aren't gonna hear this, but it is true. We let Twitch decide how long the ads are because Twitch has long since decided that if we just do pre-rolls only, that they will cause the stream to lag out over and over and over and over again, resulting in people being unable to watch the stream at all. Because they really don't like the pre-ad ones, and I don't know why they even offer them if they don't actually mean it, but, you know... I find it infuriating anyways. And then I went off about how there might be minions in the chat, and then I also went off about how I'd probably end up with minions in my house if minions were a thing. And then, like, what am I supposed to do with them? I can't even walk, but, you know, apparently, I'm gonna have to take care of a whole bunch of minions. Like, what are the point of them? Doesn't make any damn sense. I know that, like, the concept of all minions being attracted to to the single most powerful villain, I think that part of the lore really kind of needs to change. Like, I feel like it's way more intriguing for there to be minion factions. Oh, what's up? The only thing that YouTube has over Twitch is there are no damn ads? Banana. Okay, please don't use that particular thing unless there's something wrong with the stream. Just because we try and if we hear that, we are gonna go on high alert that something's wrong and I need to fix it. Oh. Gentle. Why is this game so satisfying? What is first and second? First and second. Oh, they're point collecting things. It's mostly just like so that they could say, "Hey, I was here first." And to be fair, people always forget to fucking claim them, or they think that they've already been claimed, so then they don't claim them. But half the time, they're still available. It's also a convenient way of saying first without necessarily, like, saying I'm here without saying hi. It's kind of like a little, I win type thing. Yep, they're sold out. That means that other people claimed them. I can look back and see who claimed them. It doesn't really do anything. It just means that you were here first. It's kind of like, well, I mean, like YouTube videos, people like to say that they were the first person on that video. Cauliflower, 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 cauliflower. It is fairly satisfactory. But not like that. But kind of like that. Cauliflower. Emmental cheese. Me throwing cheese all over the floor. I guess it started off on the floor, so really not that big a deal. Fruit mix jelly. Fruit mix jelly. Along here? Oh, I guess it does. It looks like brains. Ew. If we bought you a game on stream, would you consider playing it on stream? Well, we do have a statement in the thing down below saying that buying us a game on Steam does not necessarily guarantee we're going to play it. But generally speaking, if it's a game on our wish list, yes, because it's on our wish list and we do want to play the stuff that we put on our wish list. But of course you do not have to buy us anything. Absolutely not. It is entirely up to you. I get the impression this in a pile here. Maybe there aren't as many cereals as I thought there were gonna be. Maybe there's only 2 kinds of cereal. So...
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
That's definitely not one of my favorite sounds, but I mean, if I put it at 3 million, I have at least 3 people who could play it, but it would also take you about 5 years to grind it. And to be fair, I really don't need the heart attack. I am already the giantest ball of anxiety that ever did anxiety. So that usually I try not to add to my own stress levels, because they're already so high. To be fair, there's a number of sound effects that I've had on stream previously that actually got to the point where I had to remove them because every time they got played, I would literally be clutching at my chest, sucking wind because I would get so fucking scared by them. I'm so pathetic! Oh my god. You know what the saddest thing is? It was a song that I really like. It just, for some reason, the way it started would just make my heart scream with terror. And it's so dumb because I like the song. Because I've had to remove all the copyrighted music anyway from my stream because, you know, it's not allowed anymore. Don't bring it up on a stream where it could be traced back to you, and also, you probably don't have enough capital to actually get away with it, because, yeah, only rich people can get away with straight up embezzling shit, because I don't know. I guess it's allowed for them, because they already have so much money. How that works, but apparently it somehow does. My recommendation is don't break the law, because it's not nice to go to jail. used to scare me too, but now I just like it. Oh, if you're wondering what song it was, Smoke Weed Every Day. I actually had to... It used to be a free redeem on my channel, but I had to take it off the free redeem because people kept playing it all the time, and it would scare the crap out of me every freaking time. And I don't know why, because I like the song, and I like the remix I was using of it, but just for some reason, something about how loud and sudden it was just always got me, and I was like, okay, I might actually have a heart attack at this point. Maybe I should just, you know, so I put it on a cooldown. Well, first I put it on a cooldown, then I eventually put a price on it so that it would stop getting spammed. I do still like it, but yeah. It used to be a very frequent thing when we were having cookie streams. I wish I could get some more cookies, because they're pretty tasty. Do you have any viewers at home who might be considered buying a politician? Well, apparently they're very cheap. But depending on what you want, you may not be able to afford. Oh, the Shia LaBeouf redeem? Yes. Okay, magnesium supplement. Why can't I hecking see you? You're pink! I'm blind. Oh, there it is. Nice. Oh, the Shia surprise! Yeah, actually, you know what is really funny about that particular frickin' redeem? Is that, I added that to scare the crap out of myself. I just realized. I was about to say, I added that to scare the crap out of Nyx. And then my brain turned it around the other way and went, William added that to scare the crap out of me. And then I went, anyways, it doesn't scare either of us anymore. Lol. But yeah, that was a where I think it was Halloween where everything had scary sounds added to the sounds, which just ended up making the unadulterated nonsense that is our raid sound right now. There's another one I think that can happen where it's like two different sounds that are playing over each other. I think it has something to do with like a certain amount of bits. Going mozzarella. It would be handy if you let me put the mozzarella goddamn belong. A damn lot of mozzarella. And this is also just not mozzarella. It literally looks like, I don't know, like a very gray brie. But I suppose this cheese has been sitting out for multiple days at this point, so I guess it makes sense. Technically, we are supposed to be streaming from 10 o'clock, or 10 p.m. EST to sometime in the morning, but because we've had a bunch of rough nights, our bed got broken, and it was incredibly painful to sleep at all, and then we had, you know, how do you say that? AFAB problems, which are not my fucking favorite. So we sometimes when we're sleepy, we may start later. We may do some other things where we end earlier. Generally, we try and stream at least once a day because we are awake during this time. And, you know, streaming does take my mind off of, you know, pain and whatnot, and that's a good thing. Like, one of those things about being gentle with yourself is also being like, it is okay for me to... cut a stream short or to show up to stream late, especially considering, oh my god, the pineapples are 1 each. Damn. Good to know. Ow. It's a little inconsistent, but generally speaking, right around 2 a.m. to about 5 a.m. I'm definitely around during those times. I just might also be here earlier or later. Yes, the red meat is really important. The chocolate, unfortunately, is not the type that this godforsaken body can process. The red meat is definitely a big thing, and it's one of those things where, like, be fair... If what I have heard tell is true, which I really hope it is, I might have to deal with it ever fucking again, and I will be ecstatic if that's the case. Bring it the fuck on. Can you imagine? Actually, like, you know, fucking coming out the closet, fixing the one thing that makes me so dysphoric? Can you imagine? Ugh! Fucking repression. Give me that, give me the noodles, please. Give me them noodles. Thank you. Very nice. Hey, Dalen. The buns. And then the more buns. And then buns all over the floor because this thing occasionally decides that it doesn't want to go as fast as I'm clicking. Not Ahab, no, AFAB, assigned female at birth. Shark Week. Aunt Flo. I have the miserable situation of, basically losing about 1 liter of blood whenever that happens to me. And if you're like, oh, that's over, no, it's literally an issue. You literally have to, like, monitor how well I can, like, keep a grip on things like my phone and check my nails to make sure they're not turning blue, level of I probably might need to go to the go to the fucking hospital and get a fucking transfusion because my body's like, I don't need any of this. Sorry to be gross for the folks out there who don't want to hear about that shit. Very valid. Me neither. Finger bandage. I'll say I'm pretty sure. Here in the middle. It is. Wonderful. Yeah, shoes. Oh my god, shoes. Well, indeed, free healthcare. But of course, there's just the endless process of doing the paperwork. One thing that is true, though, is that my doctor and my therapist have both known for some time. I just have always said, you know, I'm choosing not to deal with it right now because, you know, I don't feel comfortable being out. So there is that established pattern already. It's just more a matter of now I do feel more comfortable. And part of that is because I'm part of a system. There's more than one person who uses this body. So I needed to make sure that everybody was on board with me dealing with my own discomfort, you know? But I have gotten the official thumbs up from folks. Which is also a mercy, because I didn't think that was going to happen, because there's quite a few, folks in here. Hey, Hamoud. See some blood on hand. I wouldn't be able to drink it or anything. Like, I would not... You have to keep blood very, 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 very cold, and then you have to heat it up a certain amount, like, very specially. But, like, yeah, if I need a transfusion, I'm going to the hospital. I have a common enough blood type, it's really not that big a deal. And unfortunately, I cannot donate because I take medications that are blood-bound and cannot be filtered out. So, I haven't never had to go, but I've been to the point where I was like, I'm a eat a whole bunch of beef, I'm gonna take one nap, wake me up in like 6 hours. If I don't wake up, get me to the hospital. And fortunately, just eating a whole bunch of meat and sleeping just gives my bones enough time to, you know, kind of get over the hump and start making more blood. Because you just have to hope that it does that. But like, God, part of me wonders if this is the reason why AFAB folks have the called osteoporosis. Like, why, like, if your bones make the blood, because your bones make the blood, is the reason why AFAB folks have such a, like, it's common for you to end up with osteoporosis. Is it because your bones make blood and you lose so much blood? Like, I don't know if that's a logic, but it feels like a logic. It feels like a logical concept. I don't know if it's true, though. Like, don't quote me on that. I just wonder. But again, free healthcare is a massive part of why it's not as big a problem as it could be for some folks. Oh, it's because, at least in Ontario, I don't know about the rest, like every other province, but at least in Ontario, our blood donation services and where blood comes from is not, like, I can't go to the hospital and say, can you take some blood out of me and put it on ice to save for me to use in case I need it, generally speaking. Because that kind of thing is generally, like, they would rather just use donated blood anyways. Because then they don't have to try and, like, remember where the fuck it is, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how that all works, but I do know that that is a thing where... Because I had a... They'll make it... I think they'll make an exception if you're, like, a JW or something and you want to get, like, you're like, I want to get surgery to get something done, but I need to keep my own blood, and it has to definitely be my own blood. I think there is some exceptions for people who are willing to, like, do that kind of thing. But, like, for someone like me, where it's just, like, you know, any A-positive blood will do, they're not gonna go there, because, I mean, it's not like I have some sort of, like, strong conviction about using someone else's blood. No, not atrial fibrillation. Assigned female at birth. Assigned female at birth. I have such heavy flow that I literally, it can be life-threatening. it isn't frequently. Part of that has to do with, like, making, like, now we, like, I eat a lot of specific foods that are very, very heavy in iron. I rest, like, if I feel remotely tired, I rest. Because I know that that is one of the most important parts of not wearing myself out. Like, I just need to... It's due to estrogen decline over women. I wondered, okay, so it isn't that. That's a bit of a shame. I was like, I'm smart, I figured it out. But obviously not. But, I mean, I might be smart, but obviously that isn't the answer. I just think that, like, you know, the bones, they hurts. Maybe because you overuse my bones. That's why they're running when they wear out. That's valid. To be fair, the worst that's ever been is I, oh, wait a second. Vague medical warning. The worst I've ever had a particular situation of that sort was actually a nosebleed. but I had a tumor at the time, so there's a reason! But I might have passed out from that, which was not fun for my poor partner, who was quite shocked by coming home to puddle on the floor. Because who the fuck would be okay with that? But yeah, hemangiomas fucking suck, you guys. It was. Because I have, what is it called? EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or whatever the fuck it is. The collagen in my skin isn't quite right. It kind of does whatever the fuck it wants to. But one thing that can happen, I think I said this a couple of days ago. One thing that can kind of happen is, when a wound heals, if a blood vessel is even partially exposed, that blood vessel can just decide all on its fucking own to just overgrow. And it becomes a cute little benign, but it is a tumor. It is a giant puffy blood vessel. It is a blood vessel on the outside of my body. I grew into that space because that vessel was exposed as it healed. Yes! Electro Dance Syndrome! I don't know, because we just thought I had EDS until the surgeon who removed the last one I had, which was on my finger, pointed out, like, he's like, just asking a question, do you have EDS? Like, have you been diagnosed? Like, I said, I have EDS, but obviously you don't test for that because there's no test for that specific one. He's like, well, you should probably get tested for another one, and thank you for reminding me. Oh my god. See, this is the reason why it's scary to have fucking amnesia. Can we just talk about that for a hot second? Don't fucking remember things that are important like that. Well, it might... Yeah, HEDS is the most common, and that's the one I was officially diagnosed with, but that kind of diagnosis there's no genetic test for. The one that's like Marfan syndrome, which is the one that infects your blood vessels, question mark, is considered to be the silent killer that can literally have your, atrial, like your aorta just fucking explode one day. Because, the blood vessel itself is weak and gives the fuck up. Which is terrifying! And that was probably the reason why I forgot to ask my doctor about it, because my brain went into panic mode. My brain flushed everything, because that's what it does when it gets stressed out. And now I have written that down, so that I will call for tomorrow about that. EDS does lead to lower bone density. Good lord. On top of everything else, on like my fucking bones. But yeah, on top of the since you seem to have some flavor of medical background, the other fun thing about me is I had an infection which resulted in I had a jaw infection. Take care of your teeth, folks. Which I got clindamycin for, which resulted in me getting a secondary infection from, which put me into the hospital with sepsis. By the way, if you're like, what's the most painful thing you've ever experienced as a person with chronic pain? My 10 is sepsis. Period. Now, there's a lot of intolerable levels of pain that happen before that 10, but because I have experienced that 10, it's occasionally I will downplay my own level of pain, even when it's distracting and I can't think and I can't focus, and I'm like literally crying and screaming. Yeah. Oh, absolutely not. No, it's a good thing because I had forgotten. I had dead on forgotten that my surgeon had said that until you reminded me. You made a memory come back, and that is deeply important, especially considering what it's about. I mean, yeah, my body's a disaster. But as a note, clindamycin just happens to have the unfortunate side effect of if you happen to have this particular bacteria in your gut, a lot of people do, you are an asymptomatic carrier, tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of people have this bacteria. It'll never be a problem for you until you take clindamycin or another strong antibiotic for a long period of time. And then it takes over. It is the only thing that doesn't die in your guts, and it just takes the fuck over. It becomes the landlord, and everybody else is subject to his whims. Well, like I said, take care of your damn teeth, and this is going to be a problem for you. Seriously, though, take care of your damn teeth. Because the jaw infection is a 9.5. Speaking of getting that tooth removed, because there was no freezing, and the infection was deep in my jaw. Yeah, no, take care of your teeth. And if you're like, oh, wait a second, but like, what about childbirth? 8.5. Still not even a 9. Appendicitis is a 9. And a broken limb, broken bone. It's about a 9. And I won't say that it wasn't excruciating, it's just, I have perspective, and that's a problem. Because when doctors are like, what's your pain level at? And I say a 7. 7, as a note, is intolerable for me in terms of being able to focus, walk, move, anything. I am rolling around. I am in agony. And I'm just like, the reason why I say it's a 7 is because it is not quite as devastating as, labor, but also it has hit a threshold where I can no longer function. Even a little bit. Hey, reminding! Well, just get rid of the fuckers before they get infected. Like, I cannot emphasize that enough. Get rid of them before they decide to try and end your career of existing. Because they'll try. They're little bastards. Chiefs are bastards. Where the crap does this other onion go? Huh? Never mind, there's a bunch of them. Where does it go? In its own little pile. I just need to find a free shelf for them. What? Yes. But yeah, anyways, I don't digest food properly anymore because when you're on clindamycin for an extended period of time and then you end up with C. diff infection and then you take vancomycin for a week and then your doctor sends you home with a prescription for vancomycin and you reassure her that yes, your rental unit has given you $200 and that should definitely cover any vancomycin that they might actually be prescribing you. And then your pharmacist looks at you and says, we don't carry that because it costs $1,000 a pill. What the fuck are you on? And then you have to go back to your damn doctor and be like, is there something cheaper? And then you're on Flagyl for 6 months because the C. diff keeps coming back. Because vancomycin isn't free. It was 1K for what he had on hand, but apparently he didn't even have my full prescription, and he was like, I don't feel comfortable selling these to you, because really, we're supposed to hold on to these, like, for the hospital, in case the hospital burns down level of, no, thank you, we're not allowed to give this to you sort of thing. Like, he would, but he also was very uncomfortable with it for whatever reason, which I guess is valid. Living off nutrients through a needle. I don't need to, but I do need to be careful about what I eat. So, for instance, I can't have most, like, let's go look at what I can eat from the vegetable section. I can't have cabbage. I can't have cauliflower. I can't have broccoli. If you're wondering what happens, my stomach just doesn't digest. It just goes right through me, and it's incredibly painful the entire time. Onions are a bit iffy. Beetroot, I can't have. Garlic is fine. Mushrooms are not plants, so they're fine. Beetroot. Oranges are fine. Potatoes are fine. Citrus fruits seem to be fine. Artichokes I can't have. The apples cannot have. Squash is fine, but only in limited amounts. Eggplants I can't have. Cucumbers are from the same family. Blah, blah, blah. Pineapple is sort of okay, but I can't have very much of it. I cannot eat carrots. Just make me super sick. Bell peppers are fine. Tomatoes are fine. Melon can't have it. Makes me super sick. Pears can't have it. Makes me super sick. Bananas are okay, but in a very limited amount. And I can't have cauliflower. So. Yep. Flagyl like Magicotasol. That's what they put me on after the thing. I developed massive cysts in my wrist. The Bible bumps. Which was funny because they were like, well, you know, it's in your wrist and we don't really feel comfortable getting rid of it that way. So, I mean, you know, they call them a Bible bump for a reason. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I was just sort of like, are you actually recommending that? She's like, I'm not recommending that whatsoever. I'm not recommending it. But I can't do anything for you because surgery would probably make your wrist worse, not better. But they do call it that for a reason. And I was like, okay, I think I'm picking up what you're putting. Anyways, I absolutely smashed the shit out of it. It never came back. Aha! Grapes or no. So, like, basically, any berry, anything from the broccoli family, which includes Brussels sprouts and cauliflowers and kale and broccoli itself, and all of those are no. Root vegetables in the carrot-related family are a no. Basically, anything that is, like, lettuce-related too is, generally speaking, a no as well. And the reason why is my body just doesn't know how to digest it anymore, so it just sort of treats it, I don't want to say like poison, because that's a bit dramatic, but it treats it like it's just a foreign body. It just moves it on through because it shouldn't be there. It doesn't have any means to break it down. It doesn't even break it down, like, it doesn't make me gassy. It's just painful because it's not digesting. It's awful. No parsnips, radishes, rutabagas. Those are all from I call it the carrot family. I know parsnips are related to them, but like rooty vegetables like that are a big no. It's just unadulterated indigestion. Like faster than really spicy Indian food. Why am I talking about this online? Why? But it's true though. But yeah, because I have that particular issue, as annoying as it is, it can be quite difficult to do things like absorb all of the minerals that I, like, trace minerals that I need to, like, recover from that, which is why it's pernicious anemia, and not just regular ass anemia. Like, sort of like the more passive type. It's absolutely fucking vicious. And not only that, I take, like, 3 different medications that absolutely tank my B12 levels, too. Because why the hell not? So I have to take a massive B12 supplement as well, which is really funny because, like, I the last time I went to a hospital and I said how much B12 I was taking, they're like, that seems a bit high, and they're like, we're gonna test your levels just in case because we're quite concerned about that. And I was like, fair enough, whatever you want to do. And they were like, well, your B12 is really low. I'm like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I cannot keep it in my body. Ah! It is so fucking true. It is true. And it also is a kindness because, like, it is an acknowledgement of the fact that you are knowledgeable and you are asking questions that are reasonable questions to ask if you happen to know what's going on. Like, if you happen to have an inkling of that sort of data in general. But yeah, also fun fact, okay, so since you seem to know something about medicine, here's a fun fact. So, Flagyl, which gave me cysts, not a great thing. Clindamycin, which I cannot fucking have because it'll just reactivate the C. diff again. You gotta love it. And I am 100% unable to take any fluoroquinones. Yay! Because I have the rare reaction to them. Fun! They work. They'll get rid of the infection. But my tendons are not happy afterwards. To such an extreme degree that the last time it happened, I lost the ability to walk for more than 5 minutes at a time. Hooray! And that was because I told the doctor that I'd had it when I was a kid, and they straight up didn't believe me because we don't give that to kids. I get that I'm younger than I look, but trust me when I tell you. The reason why I don't take it, because I had it as a kid, thank you! Anyways, I now have all the generics memorized as well. Huh. I'm surprised that didn't actually click. There was 2 of them. We're getting there. We've only got a couple 100 items left. Yep. All that entire family I cannot have. The pain starts about 6 hours from the first time I take it and grows to an excruciating level, which is also sitting at a good solid 9, and lasts the entire goddamn time. And the thing that fucking blows is the last time I had it, I also had, what's it called? Walking pneumonia. And because of that, and because I had trusted my doctor, because I told them the name of the medicine, and she said she'd give me a different medicine, and it had a different name, so I trusted her on that. I took the entire dose as opposed to saying, this is really causing me a lot of pain. So unlike the second to last time I took it, where I took it for 2 days and I was like, this isn't right. This hurts way too much. Is there anything else you can give me? That time was in my 20s. Second time was in my 30s. Well, sorry, I should say the third time was in my 30s. First time was when I was 8 years old. And the doctor wanted to try out a brand new drug that's gonna get rid of my upper respiratory infection. Oh, there's only one of them. I'm like, why can't I activate this instead of reading the message saying there's only one left, dumbass? Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Like, there's actually a term for it in the community called getting floxed, because it's devastating. Like, you're already in pain because your joints are shit, and then you end up taking some fucking random antibiotic, and it turns you into mush. And as far as I understand it, though I don't necessarily understand it very well, is that you kind of... What's the word? It's like your tendons become, like, brittle, right where they join up with your... right where they join up with your bone? Like, there seems to be some sort of damage that happens in that area. And it's incredibly painful. And it sucks. It's hell. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Why does everyone watch Twice as Old as Us? Yeah, I mean... Because we're entertaining. Because we're desperate Zennials with an ex that struggling with life. And... Just realized, look at how many of the same ones are here. Watch. They're all coming from the same spot. That's cool. Yeah, I went from being a really hyperactive little kid to a really hyperactive little kid that couldn't be hyperactive in any way other than talking. That's the reason why I'm the most annoying person on the face of the planet. Makes sense. Muscle relaxing cream. Mmm. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them here too. Neat. But yeah, it's just my greatest frustration is that there's no, especially with EDS, especially with the stupid, like, permanent fucking damage to my goddamn tendons, is that there's no exercise that I can really do. I can do exercise, but it isn't the same as, like, doing PT and getting something out of it where you're getting stronger. It's basically maintenance, and it's painful maintenance. And, you know, like, I've had it recommended that I increase it at certain times, and when I do so, I regret it. But, you know, there's finding that balance has been not so much fun. Let me tell you, because, like, it's just... Why am I blind? Why is there... Oh, I see. I see. Oh. That means there's two of them. Yep. I've done some chair yoga. I actually kind of do it from time to time while I'm sitting here.
Star subscribed to the channel.
Oh, cheers. Thank you for the sub. Bum bum bum. Pro pills. Where did they go? Yeah, I've done, we do chair yoga, we do resistance training, which is, to be fair, one of the best things that I found that actually, like, makes me maintain strength the best is resistance training. Partially because you can kind of do it from fucking any goddamn angle possible, and the amount you do is entirely variable. Like, it isn't like you're going to a gym and then you're on the CrossFit machine for 30 seconds and then you feel like a failure because you've been on a CrossFit machine for 30 fucking seconds, you dumb bitch. It's more along the lines of, like, I can sit there and, like, flex on my own. Like, I don't even need to use, like, full resistance, or I can, like, put my arms underneath a blanket and lift the blanket, which sounds stupid, but I'm lifting it with the backs of my arms, and it's very fucking, it's like a 50-pound duvet, so it's got weight to it, so I lift it and I hold it and then I can let it go, sort of thing. Or alternatively, like, pulling and flexing and stuff like that is actually good for both keeping flexibility without damage, but also with gentle resistance, as opposed to, like, lifting heavy weights and doing reps. It is just some here and some there, which is all good. Yeah, like I said, it's the thing that kind of kills me is that I know that it's maintenance. It's literally just stopping myself from deteriorating, which isn't as satisfying as, like, working out and getting ripped, right? Like, there was a point in time where I did work out quite a lot. Not to a detriment, as a note, not a ED related thing, just I really want big muscles, I don't know why, I'm a girl, clearly. Muscles! There was a period of time for that. But now I know that it's just, it's prevention from things just getting worse, which sucks. Like, let me work out. Exactly! Hell yes! Exactly that. Exactly that. Yep, I absolutely totally have. Used to be a cam streamer. If you want to know what I look like, pick the closest potato in your pantry, put a pair of glasses on it, and enjoy. And I say that with all the love in the world. I'm not, like, some pretty, like, I don't think that you're saying this, but there are some folks out there who seem to have this thing about thinking that VTubers have gotta be pretty. Like, honey, no. This one certainly isn't. I am a dumpy 40-year-old woman, if you want to know what I look like. I got glasses. I'm fat. As should be fucking expected from a person who literally can't walk. But I'm ambivalent about it because it's not who I am. Like, I don't define myself by what my body is or isn't. What it can or can't do is a little more frustrating, but what it is or isn't is less of a thing for me, because, I mean, there's so many of us anyway, so, like, is this my body? It is. At least I use it mostly, you know? But unless, like, oh my god, if my body isn't a certain way, it's just no good. My body's never been the right way, so it's a thing. It truly fucking is. It is. But, like, for me, I always had such an issue with, like, not matching up with my internal vision of myself. Like, even before, long before I knew I had DID. I literally would just, Sorry, I'm confused where this fucking goes. What's herb sausage? I need smoked sausage. So there's rubbing alcohol somewhere here. Aww. Cheers, Claiborne. I just stopped looking in the mirror to finish the sentence that I was going to say before. I stopped looking in the mirror. Which might sound like a extreme dysmorphia thing, but it was a derealization thing too. Like, when you have the ID, and it's not true for every system, like I know some systems that everybody is the exact same person. They're just like literally a collection of people who are all the same people, but they all have different memories. Not like that, but like I would look in the mirror and I wouldn't see my own face, and it was so unsettling, and it happened so fucking frequently that I finally just kind of went, I'm not gonna look. Like, I don't want to look, because I'm tired of looking at myself, knowing that it's me, and feeling like I'm looking at a stranger. Like, it's so uncanny. I hate it so goddamn much. You know what? Don't look for the rubbing alcohol. You knew that this was going to be a problem because it's one of the tiniest items in here, and you were gonna take time to summon it. But now you don't have to. Go to the exit. Now, this is the funny event. Now, I don't know if I get the same event, but... Oh, no, I guess not. The end of the first one, you actually fight the... You fight the AI that destroyed everything. Though I have to say, one thing you might find, I'm not sure who's fronting in the Lobo Corp guy account. I've forgotten. I apologize. But one thing that is kind of funny is some of our pictures, we know who was there, and they're more fun to look at now than they were at the time, because of course you're experiencing dysmorphia and like being trans and everything else with all that fucking nonsense piled on top of also having DID. But sometimes I can look at a picture of me as a kid and I know exactly who that fucking is, and I'm like, you're having a day. Like, Demian, I apologize, Demian. Yep, I put it all away. It's all gone. Hi, how have I been? I've been okay. Been in a lot of pain, but it's improving. I had to do more exercise than I probably should have in terms of just keeping myself okay, but you know, it'd be a thing. It'd be a hecking thing. And I think I am feeling the warms. And I think I might actually need to go lie down. Because, again, we're in the middle of recovery from stuff that I'm not happy about. But things are resolving and things are going well. So I'm going to go to bed. You don't have to go to bed. But thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me and being so awesome. For those of you on the YouTubes, feel free to like and subscribe. It's a really nice thing to do, and it makes us happy. So we will hopefully see you later. Aw, cheers, Claiborne. Cheers, Taryu. But for those of you on Twitch, stick around for a hot second, and we will be sending you guys off to enjoy